Today we are taking down some trees. Hired some guys to take some stuff down that's close to my gas tank here. You can see the gas tank right there. I got one guy climbing up the tree, first tree here to take it down. We got 7 trees we're bringing down. Get some more light in the garden. Some more wood to do some woodworking with. Right now they're just taking some of the high limbs out. And then they'll actually top the tree, bring it down. Piece at a time from the top down.
Ponete casco. No te digo nada porque no quiero enojarme. ¿Ok? Dale. Solo la puse ahí en el puto freno. No está viendo que esa rama no pesa, ¿no? La rama con las manos se tiene, Miguel. Sí, pero no la quería acabar por el tanque. Mira todo. Quiero que me siga hablar. Que había cambiado el... So all branches on the ground, right?
Yep.
You got a gas in that?
What's that?
It's gas?
Yeah.
Y se amarra con este y usa este. Va para arriba todito. Usa este para y se amarra con este. Es un casco verde también. So I mean, how many trees? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trees?
Yes, sir.
Ahora quitar las ramas, ¿sí?
Ajá.
¿Has cogido el trabajo de ropear, papá?
Alright, so we got another guy climbing a second tree. Also, for them to drop these trees, they're going to take a couple more out that are in the way for free. So, great. Just gives me a little bit more light. back and forth about taking those other trees out anyway, so that is fine by me. So instead of 7 trees today, I'll get 8 or 9 trees taken out. So that guy right there. Some more branches out of the first tree. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go get a hard hat.
No, el técnico está allá. Él me dijo, no traje la lona. Este de aquí lo van a trabajar para allá. Ok. No, nada más te digo para que...
Just give you an idea how high they are there. Let's zoom this out. And we'll just come on down to the ground. 6-foot tall person there. Go back up into that tree. He's good. 60, 70 feet high. These are big trees.
¿Recuerda que tiene polea?
I think we're about to take the top of this tree out. And it is down.
¿Quiere que le tire pedazos o qué?
Yeah, we're into a third tree here. 4th, count the other one they just
Ya
kinda
mero,
fell into the
golpeado,
yard, got
chiquitín.
earlier.
Unos de ellos. Estos manes son nuestro pedo.
Ya, pues, primer día de toro y
Ya, con la primera cagada.
pasan las tragedias.
No.
Yeah, I do understand. All right, so we just got him jumping from one tree to another here. The other guy's working up there, his saw quit on him, so he's gonna go up there and finish topping that tree out.
¿Ah? Ya. Mándame el lazo. Para amarrarles el lazo y con esto puedo pasar para allá. ¿Quieres que la tire?
All right, we're getting ready to top out this other tree here. This will be probably the last big top out in the backyard. And then, not sure what they're going to do. We're getting close to lunchtime here, so we'll probably take a break.
Mira, más agarrado que burrito en bajada, mira, se agarra hasta con la uña.
Oye, la querés, Omar.
Go. It's the tallest tree.
Corta el lazo. Alex, there you go. Pull it. Hey. Okay, here's some more of what I had done. You remember from one of the videos I shot that this small tree right here, I cut that down. I was getting ready to cut this big tree down right here, and then I just realized that it was leaning weird. We talked about that before, and I decided, no, I'm going to have that professionally cut. I just don't want to cause damage to anything because I misjudged or it twisted when it fell or fell the wrong way. So I decided just to have that professionally cut down. So that's been cut down. At the same time, I had some more trees cut down, as you can see here. So that was a poplar tree right there that I needed cut. And I will use that poplar wood for some shelving I'm planning to build, so I'll mill that down. That small tree you see right there. And then there were 4 trees right up in here. Those 3 rather large, actually it's 3 trees right in there. There's not 4, let me show you real quick. That is not a tree. 1, 2, 3. 3 trees. So I had those 3 trees removed. They're very large. They were leaning back that way towards my gas tank. And there's no way, I didn't have the tools or experience needed to take those trees down. They had to climb up in them.
chop them from the top. I asked them just to chop and drop everything. I'll show you what I did with all of the mess that was left. I'll show you also, before we move on, that area, that clear area right there, at the far end, where you see those other two logs out here. That was a huge mound of debris from the tree limbs they cut down, and I had to move all of that by myself. There was a second huge pile of debris limbs that I also had to move. I'll show you where those are right now. All right, here is the one of the two enormous piles of tree limbs that I had to move. This was probably the, it seemed like it was the larger of the two, but now that it's all piled up here, it actually looks smaller. The other one I created two different piles with, but this one goes just over to there, right up against the fence in the back. Not too worried about the dogs trying to climb over it. They don't like to climb stuff they're not comfortable with. They'll climb a hill or a bench or a table, but they won't climb something like this. So I'm not worried about them climbing it over the fence. Eventually I'm going to mulch all this down and use it as compost. Let me show you the other pile. As I've showed you in previous videos, this is my compost bin, which I'm going to expand out. I'm going to add a third bay, raise it up, and then I'm going to get a chipper and start mulching some of these branches into my compost bin. And I just wanted to show this to you so that you understood. As I zoom out a little bit and I come up, there is one of the other piles I created. This is the other big pile I had to move. And if you look just beyond that, over there, there is the other pile. And so I have these two piles here right near my compost, so I can easily grab those branches, chip them into the compost, and use that in the compost I'm going to build in the future. The first pile I showed you, if I just swing around the other way, is right here also, so they're all very close together. Easy access to the compost. It's just all in that fence line behind my compost. Probably 30 foot across there. It's just piled up, except for this one area in between these two big piles that I just left empty. So, yeah. Let me show you what else I did. This whole area right here is where the other big pile of compost was. So after I moved it, I used some of the bigger pieces to re-outline my trail. There's my garden over there. You can see my trail comes through here. I'm going to turn back around here. You see my shadow there. There's my dirt pile. I've showed you in previous videos. There is my compost bin we just came from. And the trail just continues on around back this way. So what I've done, here's the compost bin. There's the pile of brush that I had to move. And then just to the left of that, in this area right here, I've created a wood store for all those logs you saw back in my yard. I'm planning to bring them back here and store them in this area right here. I still got to firm this up a little bit more, tweak it a little bit, but this is where I'm going to store my wood. Let me bring it around the other side, show you what I have planned for this space. So here's my wood store for my logs from the other side of it where I was showing you before. I just have a few boards sitting on it right now that were left over from the other area I was working on the other side of the garden. And what I'm planning to do is set this up where there's going to be, to that piece on the face there of those logs, I will put a couple ramp pieces on there. That way I can just roll the logs up onto the wood store. And that is level across there, so I'm not worried about them rolling off or anything. Then I'll have it set up so that I can put in some temporary pieces when I need to that will actually come straight across where you see this little tree right here, that tree and the small one behind it. Those will be removed,
And right there I will build my new mill. That is where my mill is going to go. Maybe eventually, if I get one of those like bandsaw mills or something, I'll set it up back here also, but probably I'll just stick with my chainsaw mill. I mean, I don't plan on doing that much milling. All these logs out of these trees I cut down, I'll mill those. I'll probably have a few more over the years that I mill, but I don't plan to do a whole lot of milling. I'm not going to sell my wood or anything like that. So probably not going to make the investment to do something like a bandsaw mill, although it would be cool to have. I just can't justify the cost. So I will just build me a little area right here where I can use my Alaskan mill. All my sawdust will be stored here. I'm still close to my compost, as you saw before, so I can use that sawdust in my compost pile. And then what I'll do just to the left of it here, right next to where that big pine is right there, I'll build a little area right there to store my wood. Probably eventually put a cover on it of some sort, try to keep some of the rain off of it, but that's where my wood's gonna be able to just air dry out in the elements. I'll have to set something else up to do like a heat treatment just to finish the wood off at the end, but that'll come down the road. So there it is, easy system. I've got my wood store for my logs. I'll have my mill right here, and then a wood store for my milled lumber as well, all right here in this back corner of my property. Alright, I think that's it for this video. Again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to record myself doing some of the work, but as you can see, I still have a lot of work going on. This mulch, I'm going to have some more planting to do. I've got root stumps to dig up. I've got a whole bunch of really heavy logs I'm going to figure out how to move halfway across my property. A lot of work ahead of me. Then I'll have to mill all those up, build a mill for it. I mean, you can see there's plenty of stuff to do around here, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and ring the little bell you see in the top corner, and that will alert you when I post videos in the future. Thanks for watching.